Welcome back to Those Guys Studios. In this video, I'm going to be ranking every Kanto Pokemon that I think I could beat up in a fight. Now, to give you some stats for myself, I'm 16, 5'8", 123 pounds. I don't work out much, so I'm not a buff guy. And I did karate for a couple years, so I've got some training in fighting, but no real-world experience by any means. Yet still, I think there are at least some Pokemon in the Kanto region that I could definitely beat up. Alright, but let's actually find out. We're gonna come over here to our tier list. Before we begin the video, let's go through our rankings. We've got punted to the moon, which means this guy is no match for me. Most likely means, yeah, there's definitely a very big chance, not 100%, but very big chance that I could punt this guy to the moon. Probably means, exactly what you think it means. Meh means I don't really want to find out. Not good means, there's a very slim chance, but not a good one. Then nerd out. If you've watched our videos in the past, you know that is our outro, saying either I'm running away or you just punted me to the moon and nerd out. And starting off, we've got Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is literally just a frog with a bulb on his back, so he's literally going to be very easy to defeat in battle. But next up, we've got Ivysaur. Now, Ivysaur is just a bigger frog, but this time he's got sharp leaves he can cut me with. And he can also use Vine Whip. So, he's got a better chance at beating me, but I still think I've got a better chance. So we're going to put him in most likely. Alright, so next, we've got Venusaur. Venusaur is taller than I am and would end up crushing me or eating me before I ever got a punch in. So, nerd out. Alright, next up we've got Charmander. Charmander is literally just a fire lizard. I just stamp out its tail, dump some water on it, it's done for. Literally, it's done for. It could throw a flamethrower at me, and that could be the end of me, but as long as I get past that, I could beat this little fire lizard up. Now, Charmeleon. Charmeleon has claws. And, my family owns a cat. He makes it known that he does not want to be picked up if he does not want to be picked up. He does that partially by his claws. So, my chance, meh. I don't really want to find out how the battle would go if I fought Charmeleon. Now, Charizard. Anybody who thinks they can beat up Charizard is crazy, because Charizard is literally a dragon. He would pick me up, fly high in the sky, and drop me, and that would be the end of Noah. Next up, we've got Squirtle. Now, I love turtles, and it would be very hard for me to do this, but Squirtle is just a tiny little turtle. It's literally the tiny turtle Pokemon, and I feel like I could punch it to the moon. Wouldn't be that hard. I mean, same with Wartortle. He's still small for a turtle. I still think I could punt him to the moon. Blastoise, though, I am taller than Blastoise, but I still don't think my chances with Blastoise are very great. So, my chances are not good with Blastoise. Caterpie, though, he's just a caterpillar. Like, I could definitely beat up Caterpie. Just step on him. But Metapod, though, Metapod is same thing. He's just a chrysalis. Like, most he could do is use Harden and crush my toe, but there's nobody to drop him on my toe. So, I could beat Metapod. Butterfree? It's just a butterfly. Most it can do is maybe put me to sleep. Now Weedle. Weedle is he's a caterpillar, but he's a poisonous caterpillar. He has a poisonous spike on his head and on his tail. Like, if I step on him wrong, he's gonna poison me. But as long as I avoid that, I could beat him. So I'm gonna put him in most likely, only because of the poisonous spikes. Now Kakuna. Kakuna is just another Chrysalis, so he's punted to the moon. Beedrill, though, he's a big bee. I've never been stung before in my life. Hope I never am stung. So he's nerded out, not because he stung me, but because I didn't go near him. I ran away. Pidgey. He's just a pigeon. I've been around pigeons. They come right up to you. Like, they don't care that you're there. So I could beat up Pidgey. Pidgeotto. He's a bigger pigeon, but he's still a pigeon. So I most likely could beat up Pidgey. Pidgeot, though, he's a big bird, and he would be the one to beat me up, I feel like. Rattata, though, he's just a mouse, to be honest. Like, it wouldn't be that hard to beat up a mouse. Rattata, you're punted to the moon. Raticate. Right, look at those chompers on Raticate. Like, he would crush my foot if I tried to kick him. I'd go to kick and he'd grab on with those teeth of his and bite down, and I'd have a broken foot. But still, I most likely could defeat Raticate. Spearow, I mean, come on. If I could beat up Pidgey, I definitely feel like I could beat up Spearow. Fearow, on the other hand, he's just a big bird too. Of the non-legendary birds. I'm gonna put him in. Probably. I could probably beat up Fearow. Ekans, though. Ekans is a snake. He's a poisonous snake, so he can poison me, but only if he can get to me. So what I would do is I would come up behind him and grab him, and I'd spin him around in circles like this, like a lasso, and I'd throw him where? Why? To the moon. Arbok, though. Arbok is just a bigger snake. And his markings confuse you, and it'd be very hard to not look at the markings, considering where they are. They're like right by his face. And he's so big, he could just wrap up and crush me. So that would be the end of me. Pikachu, the mascot of the company. You're next. I mean, sure, you've got electricity, but if Ash can survive one of your shocks, I'm sure I could survive your shocks. Raichu, though, he's just a bigger mouse. Definitely got more electricity. And he's got bigger feet too, so he could probably kick me. I don't see myself winning to Raichu. No. Okay, next up we got Sandshrew. He definitely looks rock hard and looks like I would break a toe, or at least stub a toe, if I tried to kick him to punt him to the moon. But he's still small enough that I feel like I could beat him up. So I'm going to put him in most likely. I most likely could beat up Sandshrew. Sandslash, though, he's got more quill-like things on his back, and he's got claws. And you already know what I said about claws. So I'm going to put him in meh. Alright, next up we got Nidoran female. The hamster thing. I don't know what it is. Comment down below if you know what it's based on. But I feel like Nidoran female, no sweat, I could beat her up. Nidorina. I'm not 100% sure about that one. I'm gonna put, I could probably beat up Nidorina. Nidoqueen though, I mean, she could pick me up and crush me. Like that's literally like, it could definitely crush me. Nidoran male. I mean, come on. If I can beat up the female, I can beat up the male. Like, no sweat. No. Nidorino, on the other hand, he looks meaner. He looks very mean. So I don't think I have very good chances with Nidorino. Now, Nidoking. Nidoking looks absolutely terrifying, and I would never want to go in a battle with Nidoking. Like, if Nidoqueen could crush me, Nidoking would Skadoosh me.
Figured it out. Skadoosh.
Now, Clefairy wants to go to the moon and basically worshipped the moon in that episode. So I would do it a favor and punt it to the moon. Same thing with Clefable. Vulpix, just a fire fox. I mean, if I can get through Charmander, I could get through the fire fox. Punt it to the moon. Okay, but Ninetales. Ninetales is just the mystical, magical fire fox. I don't know. No. Jigglypuff, though. Alright, Jigglypuff. Here's the plan. I grab some earplugs or I grab some headphones and jam out to my own song. Just jam out while I grab it and punt it. Where? Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff, same thing. Okay, Zubat, got no eyes. All I gotta do is evade your echolocation, and I could easily destroy you. Like, you don't got much defenses. Now, Golbat, the most it could do is bite me and try to suck my blood out. I'm just gonna avoid that. Like, I could beat him up. Oddish, he's just an onion. I mean, like, if you can't beat up an onion, that I don't know what to say. It'd be very easy to beat up an onion. Glue, it's very stinky. I don't think I'd go near it. But I most likely could beat it up. Biobloom, my chances are not good with it. It's just a bigger, stinkier version. And more poisonous version with that too. Okay. Next up we've got Paris. It's just kind of like a crab bug thing. I could just step on it, squish it and its little mushrooms. Paris, I would have to grab a hammer, but I probably could still beat it. So I'm gonna put you in probably. Venonat. Just look like a fluffy, you're like a big gnat. And gnats are annoying, so I would punt it to the moon. I wouldn't like it. Venomoth. Moths are annoying as well. I would definitely try to punt it to the moon. So I'm gonna put you in most likely. Diglett. I mean, have you ever played Whack-A-Mole? Like, I would play Whack-A-Mole with Diglett. Dugtrio. I would just smash one of its heads and see what would happen. See if it would become Doug Duo. So I could probably beat up Dugtrio. Meow. Meowth is just the cat. He's a cat, and as I told you about my family's cat, Meowth has claws as well, and my chances are not good. If I went in a fight with our cat, he would win. Oh, now Persian. Persian is just a cougar. And if my chances aren't good with a Meowth, I'm gonna be beat up by a Persian. Psyduck. Psyduck has a headache. I'm gonna do it a favor. Punt it. Golduck. This time it doesn't have a headache, and it's cool, and it definitely more battle ready. But I still think I have a chance, but it's not a very good chance, so my chances are not great. Mankey is a karate monkey. It is a fighting monkey. It's an angry monkey as well. I do not want to find out if I would win or not. Primeape. I am not winning against Primeape. It's even more angry than ape. Yeah, I would not win against this. No, I would not win against Primeape. Growlithe. Okay, Growlithe is one of my favorite Pokemon. It is one of my most favorite Pokemon. And it would pain me to have to beat this thing up. So, I'm gonna put you in, my chances are not good. Because I would not want to beat it up. Arcanine. I mean, come on. Even though I like Arcanine too, like, it would just utterly destroy me, even if I tried to fight it. Poliwhirl. He's just like a little tadpole. Like, I could beat up a tadpole. Something with Poliwag. Like, you're not a big, strong fighter yet. You're not like your dad. Yeah, but your dad just got angry that I told him that he's not good enough yet. So, he just, punched me to the moon. Now, Abra, I don't know if I'd win against Abra. I'd probably keep using Teleport on me, honestly. And, I would never actually hit it. So, but I think I would. So, I'm gonna put him in probably. Kadabra is next in line. He doesn't have as much psychic power as Alakazam, but still has it. So my chances aren't that great with Kadabra. Alakazam, though, he is really powerful now. Like, he is insanely powerful, and would definitely beat me up, and I would end up with a headache probably. Next up, we've got Machop. He's a skilled fighter. He can't get sore by working out. Like, he can just work out all day and wake up the next day and not feel sore at all. That would be amazing. My chances are not good. I still feel like I could land in some punches, but my chances are not good. Machoke, on the other hand, he looks like he's a professional fighter. He looks like a wrestler. And this fight is not scripted. Like, not scripted whatsoever. It's real, and he beat me. Same thing with Machamp. Like, I've got to block 4 arms now. And on top of his legs for kicks, like, I've only got 2 arms and 2 legs. And he could block me with his 2 arms and then hit me with his other 2. Like, he would beat me up. Alright. Bellsprout, all I've got to do is step on it. Like, he's got a very thin body and legs. Like, he's not got much holding him up. Then, Weepinbell. Weepinbell, I could also just step on, like, wouldn't be that hard. And then Victory Bell. Victory Bell, Honestly, if I would dive for it, it'd just bend down and let me dive in to its mouth, and that's how I would be finished. So I would say Victory Bell would beat me. Tentacle, though, I could accidentally step on it and I would sting myself. But yeah, I feel like I could most likely beat it. Now, Tentacruel. Tentacruel is just a bigger, scarier looking jellyfish with more tentacles that he could sting me with. He would definitely beat me. Geodude, I would not be able to do anything to because he's a rock. I would end up breaking something just trying to beat him. So, nope. And if I can't beat him, I can't beat the rock one that would roll me over, or the weird lizard rock thing. Okay, so the next Pokemon up we have is Ponyta. So I'm gonna say, well, I feel like I can most likely beat up that. But Rapidash has a horn that it could skewer me with. If I tried to run at it, I just run at it, it bends its head down, and I'm done for. Slowpoke. Slowpoke is lazy and stupid looking, like you wouldn't know what hit him. He would, first thing you would know, he'd just be lying by a lake. Next thing you know, he would be on the moon. Slowbro doesn't look like much is going on in his noggin either. Most he could do is probably, most of what happened to me at least, he is being hurt by the spiny shell on his tail. But still, he would find himself on the moon. Magnemite, all I could do is I could take him, I could put him on my fridge, use some electrical absorbent duct tape, and then spray him with water. And actually use electrical proof duct tape, spray him with water, and watch him. See what happens. So yeah, I would definitely beat him up. Magneton, though, there's more of him, more of a charge shock that I could get before I save him. So I'm gonna put him in probably. I still think there's a chance. Farfetch, though, he's just a duck with a leak. I mean, I could just grab this leak and go pop, 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 him over and over and over. And he would probably just get so annoyed with me that he would leave. Or I could take his leak and go pew, hit him to the moon. Doduo, I don't know, like, honestly, I could definitely punch him to the moon. He doesn't look like he has much. Dodrio, though, actually looks like he's got much, and my chances do not look good against, Dodrio. Seal, though, Seal is just a seal. Like, I feel like I could beat up a seal. Same thing with Dugong, he's essentially just a bigger seal. Grimer. I don't know how you would beat up sludge, especially poisonous sludge. I mean, I guess you could wash it away. Maybe grab some soap and spray it on him. Get some disinfectant. So I'm gonna say meh. I don't really want to know how that battle would go. Look, I know how the battle would go. He would definitely just sludge on top of me. Shelter. I could just crush him and or punch him to the moon. Cloyster, though. Cloyster he could clamp my hand if I tried to grab him, honestly. Like I would end up being destroyed by Cloyster. Lastly, he's literally a ball. Perfect shaped for punching to the moon. Haunter is next. He literally pulled Ash's ghost out of him, and so my chances aren't good with that. Gengar, Haunter could pull my ghost out. He could definitely. He even looks terrifying. I would not want to fight him. Onyx is just he's a rock snake. Like, he's a gigantic rock snake. He would beat me up. Except he's drowsy. He would put me to sleep. He would try at least, but I've had my rest. He would have no success. And thus finding himself on the moon. Hypno likes kids. He likes making kids think they're Pokemon. And I'm not a child. He'd find himself on the moon. Krabby. When I'm in the mood for it, I love me some crab meat. I love eating crab when I'm in the mood for it. So yeah, I would love to have some crabby meat. Kingler is just a crab with a pincer. He would probably crush me if I tried to get too close to get him. So he'd destroy me. Voltorb. All I have to do is light a fuse and drop it by him and let him explode. He would do the work all for me. Same thing with Electrode. Like, he would do the work for me. Execute. And scrambled eggs. I like scrambled eggs. I could get some scrambled eggs if I were to punt to destroy this egg. Execute, I mean, what I would do is I would chop him down. Or I could just light him on fire, to be honest. Like, he's just a tree. Just light him on fire and let him burn. Like, I could beat up Execute. Cubone, you miss your mom. Gonna do you a favor. Marowak. I have a bow staff. We could be evenly matched, although he is definitely more skilled. So my chances are not good. Hitmonlee. I was less of a skilled kicker. He is a skilled kicker. So he would get me. Hitmonchan though, I was better with boxing. This one, I feel like we're more evenly matched, but he still is better at it than me. So my chances are not good. Lickitung is just weird. I don't know what I would do to it. But it could, I mean, it could lick me. That would be gross. I'm gonna put it in meh. I'm gonna put it in meh. Okay. Next, we've got coughing. It could spritz me with poisonous gas. But I mean, if I put a mask on, it's like a little mask, and I could breathe oxygen. I could punt him to the moon. I mean, he's even the right shape for it. Wheezing though, I would need a lot more oxygen because this time he's bigger. He's got more poisonous gas. So my chances are not great with him. If I anger you, you would charge at me, and yeah, no, my chances are not great with him. And if my chances aren't great with Rhyhorn, I couldn't beat Rhydon. Like, he's just the bigger rock rhino. Like, yeah. Chansey. I would lure Chansey into a false sense of security. I would take its egg. I would eat it. I would say it's delicious. When it just thinks that it's won me over, I'd punt it to the moon. Tangela. Play what I would do. I'd grab it. I'd untangle it. I'd figure it looks like underneath all the vines. And then I'd punt it to the moon. Kangaskaun is next. It's a protective parent. It wants to make sure its baby is not harmed by anybody. And I respect that. And because of that, I am not going to go buy it. Yeah. Okay, Horsey. It's just a mini little seahorse. Easy peasy. Seadra is an angry seahorse. I don't think I would win. So not good. Alright. Goldeen. All I've got to do with Goldeen is I've got to take it out of the water and just sit there and wait. It'll die eventually. Same thing with Seeking, to be honest. Staryu. See that orb right there? All I've got to do is crush it. Sloth Solid Psychic Power. Grab it, throw it like a disc to the moon. Starmie, same thing. Might just have a bigger crystal. And if I get a bigger hammer, I can go crush, grab it, throw it to the moon. Mr. Mime. I'll beat it up. Scyther. Scyther you would think would be an easy battle because it's just a bug, but it's got scythes for hands. It would slice me up. So it would definitely beat me up. Now, Jinx, I don't really like Jinx. Like, I think it's a weird Pokemon. Meh. I don't really want to do that battle. Electabuzz, I mean, he's got more electrical voltage than Raichu. And if I can't survive Raichu, I cannot survive Electabuzz. But I mean, Magmar. I think I could survive Magmar. I could probably beat up Magmar. Pinsir. I mean, Pinsir's a big beetle with giant pincers. Which are like the next worst thing than scythes. So, I do not think I could beat up Pinsir. Okay, Tauros. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in, not good. My chances are not good against Tauros. Okay, next up, we've got Magikarp. Magikarp is literally just a, he's just a fish. He's really useless. Like, it would be very easy. But Gyarados, what you get if you make Magikarp angry, he could burn down cities if he gets too angry. And, he would, leave nothing of me if he could burn down a city. Lapras are too nice. Like, I'm not even gonna fight Lapras. Now, Ditto. Ditto could literally turn into me. And, I mean, I know all my strengths and all my weaknesses. And as long as he doesn't, I could, most likely beat up myself. As weird as that would be, I feel like I could beat up myself. Eevee. Like, Eevee's adorable. But, so I'm not gonna bother fighting him. Vaporeon. Vaporeon is a water fox. But I feel like I most likely could beat up Vaporeon. And I most likely could beat up Jolteon, the same thing, and Flareon. I mean, okay. Porygon, though, is a very simple one. He's just code. I mean, I could literally just send him back to the computer he came from. And he doesn't know any fighting style. That's how old he is. He's punted to the moon. I mean, Amistar, he doesn't know the fighting styles, but he's got a spiky shell, so not good. Kabuto, I mean, he's just a bug. So, and he doesn't know the fighting styles, I could just step on him, to be honest. But Kabutops. Kabutops has sides, just like Scyther. So, he definitely beat me up. And Aerodactyl, like Charizard, is basically just he's an ancient dragon. He could pick me up, drop me, stab me with his tail. He would beat me up. Okay, Snorlax. Snorlax he's a big fat bear. He's a big fat bear. He would sit on me. I'd suffocate or be crushed to death. Okay, Articuno. I could probably beat him up. I mean, I live where it can get very cold in the winter. And, like, I feel like I could survive at least some of its icy blasts. At least enough to get in enough punches. Alright, Zapdos, though. I mean, it's got the highest voltage out of all of them. Like, if I couldn't survive the voltage from Electabuzz or Raichu, I can't survive his voltage. Moltres, I'm not going to be able to survive its fire. Alright. Dratini. It's not yet a full dragon yet. It's still a dragon type, but it's a snake. So it's still small enough that I feel I could punch it to the moon. Dragonair, though, he's got the orbs. He's more of a dragon now. My chances are not great against him. Okay, then Dragonite. I said it with every other dragon. He could, even though he's a rescuer, in battle they are ferocious. And he would pick me up, fly high in the sky, and just drop me. Like, that'd be the end of Noah. Mewtwo. I mean, he's the most powerful Pokemon of all of these Pokemon. He's beating me. Okay, now finally, we've got Mew. Alright, and Mew would be beating me. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, please be sure to like the video. If you want to see more awesome content like this, be sure to subscribe down below. And if you want to see our last video, be sure to click right here. Alright guys, nerd out.